Yo, money boy definitely in the building. How y'all doing? I hope y'all feeling like me because once again, I'm feeling amazing. Well, I'll start off by saying this. Everything that I do is for fun and games, information, entertainment, educational purposes only. I do this because I want to. You do this because you want to, not because somebody told you to. With that being said, I know my rights and all my rights are reserved. Today, I got a fresh, hot banger. Now, a couple of years ago, thanks to MWEDU, thanks to Dirty and a couple of the other guys, we were all talking about silver and getting in. And back then, it was only a roughly under $20 an ounce. And this is how it's starting to look now. And this is a couple of years later. It's never too late. It's really never too late because you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. They expected it to hit real high, real high, but got to get in where you fit in. Now, check this one out right here. This is what I'm talking about. Now, if I just said when we first started talking about silver, it was only under $20 an ounce. Now it's at roughly 93 to $96 an ounce today. And it's projected to hit to about 120 in the next month or two due to the things that's happening with Greenland and Trump and all this other stuff. But I'm thinking of the long run, where it's going to be at in the next 1, 3, 5, maybe 10 years. I'm trying to secure my family. I'm trying to break that generational curse. And the only way to break them generational curses is to put things in place for my children, my grandchildren, and they children to come. So you got to start somewhere. You got to actually start somewhere. So let me see. Let me see. Let me stop this one. And I want y'all to get out a piece of paper, get ready to take some notes, or just put your thinking cap on. Put your thinking cap on, put your thinking cap on, and put your ears on, man. Because I want y'all to hear this. Now, listen to this.
Greetings, I'm Mike Maharry, and I'm joined today by Michael Oliver. Michael has been in the financial services sector since like the mid 1970s, and he's developed a very unique technical approach to market analysis that we're going to get into. He's been pounding the pulpit for silver, and I'm really excited that we're able to get him on the show today. How are you doing today, Michael?
Great, Michael. Good to be here.
Well, I've been watching some of your videos and some of the stuff that you've talked about with silver, so I'm really eager to get into the nuts and bolts of the silver market here. But before we do that, I would like for you, since this is the first time you've been on this particular show, I'd love for you just to give a little background and let folks know who you are and kind of where you're coming from.
Well, I started after being a futures broker since April 75, a few months after gold was legalized. I worked for E.F. Hutton in New York, their headquarter commodity division. Was a novice. I didn't know technical analysis from anything. But my boss, who was head of the Hutton's commodity division, was also chairman of the COMEX at that time, up through 1980, in fact. And I learned raw, bar chart type of technical analysis. But I evolved in the early 80s into using my own method of momentum analysis, not the stuff on your screen like RSI or MACD, but I take price and I convert it to momentum bar chart of price. Where is it in relation to a given average? And I oscillate it. Okay, create an oscillator. Okay, wow. And it has technical structures just like price charts, uptrends, floors, ceilings, the whole thing. The only difference is almost always before a major turn occurs in the market, its momentum will have broken first, will have given the signal. So it's a good early warning system, and it's helped us a lot. So I started MSA, Momentum Structural Analysis, in 1992, mainly with institutional clients. And in 2015, I opened it up to retail subscribers. And we focus on all the major asset categories, but of late, especially the monetary metals, because we have argued over the last year, 2 years, in fact, that the upside is in this bull trend in the monetary.
He said he focused on monetary metals, y'all. So y'all know this is somebody with years of expertise in this here silver game.
Metals is not going to be a normal bull market. So any dimensionalities or overbought levels you think are applicable, forget them. Not going to be true.
Yeah. So when you're looking at momentum structural analysis, can you kind of let folks kind of explain the difference between that and the more traditional price analysis? What are you able to gain?
Once you plot, everybody overlays moving averages. You see a price chart with like a 200-day or something like that. Well, you could take the 200-day even, and you can plot where's today's high, low, close in relation to that average. It's a certain percent above it, a certain percent below it, or where. So you plot the bar not at the price level, but at the relative to that number. How much above? It's the high, low, and close. And you create an oscillator over time that gives you a different visual picture than when you look at a price chart. Quite often they're in sync. They agree with each other. But usually at turn points, they deviate. And momentum starts to tap you on the shoulder like, this isn't what it looks like, And anyway, this time around in gold and silver, we're flexible. I mean, in gold, for example, in 2011, December, a couple months after the high of that bull market peak that hit 1920, we started to turn bearish and turn full bearish in January 12th, much to the complaint of many subscribers. And it hovered around for a year and then crashed all the way down to 1,050. No, excuse me, 1,500 in 2015. No, I'm sorry, it was 1,050, whatever. Anyway, and we've been in a bull market since. Now, it's 11 years old, so it's quite old, but it is not even the same dynamics as the prior two bull.
Think about that, y'all. He said gold crashed and it dropped all the way down. But look at it now. So you got to learn to buy during the dip, buy during the crashes.
Markets. Think about this for a minute. When you look at a price chart of gold, you say, oh, golly, I got to take profits, right? Okay. If you go back and look at the 1976 corrective low near 100 to the peak in 850 in 1980, that's an 8-fold gain in price. Bear low, bull high. 8-fold, 8 times. Same thing, 2001 to 2011, 8-fold gain in price. Bull market took 10 years, different time span, same dimension. Well, our bear market, started where? 1,050. We're only 4-fold. Okay, you get the point. So a lot of people who think this is overdone, we're only half the dimensionality of the multiple gains seen twice before. So if gold even just matches the prior bull market peaks in terms of how much did it go up on a percentage basis? We got to go to 8,500. Okay, and that's only to say, I did it twice before. We're in far different conditions than we were then in terms of the fundamental, macro, technical, and fundamentals. I don't think it's going to stop there, but I think, just as a reference point, think about that. Another 8-fold move, big deal, 8,000, okay? And yet people are all eager to take profits. I don't think they appreciate what's going on this time.
Yeah,
that's the thing. And silver is a dog. It's been a dog for so long. It's now catching up. And it's going to catch up in such a horrifically fast and dimensional way that people are just going to sit back and say, golly. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it's interesting watching people respond.
Did y'all hear what he said about silver? Silver's going to catch gold so fast. It's going to make so many people millionaires. It's going to be like overnight. Get in now, people. Get in now.
On particularly to the silver market. Today, I think we were over $90 this morning. I think we still are. And, it's amazing because it seems like yesterday we were talking about, we're at $50, right? So a lot of people look at this and they say, it's moved up so fast. It's got to be a bubble. I've got a lot of people, I get emails every day. Hey, Mike, should I take my profits?
Okay.
What would you say to those folks?
Okay, we've been arguing for about 6 months now that since middle of last year when silver was approaching 35 for the third time. It hit 35 in October of 24. It hit $35 in March of 25. It got bagged. And on its approach back up to that high, we said, okay, silver bull market is now going to accelerate. This was based on momentum factors. Well, we went from 35 and in huge chunk layers, we advanced. But something else happened in October, and this is not evident on price charts. When we measure the relationship between silver and gold, and the way we do it is this: we take an ounce of silver price and divide it into an ounce of gold and express the answer as a percent. Early this year, silver was down to 1% of the price of an ounce of gold early this year. It started to surge, particularly in April, May. Okay. It's now up, it's doubled in value, okay, relative to where it was then.
Yeah, it doubled.
But when you go back 50 years and look at where silver was during the bull market periods, that would be 1979 to 80 when we were approaching 50 in the box, the 50-year range of price. And then also 2010 and 11, silver was in a dynamic bull. It also went up to 50. At those two times, the spread value of silver versus gold was 6.5% the price of gold, and in 2011, 3.1. Okay, I'm talking monthly peak closes. We came from 1% early this year. What do you think? It's going to zero? Okay. The point is, the spread, when you plot that spread chart, connect the dot type thing. Where did it close this month? Put the thing on the, what percent? You plot it on a chart. There was a ceiling that goes back 10 years on that spread that we blew through in October and November. And since then, what's happened to the net price of silver? Boom. Not only is the spread gained, but its net price has gone vertical. The same type of behavior was signaled by that same spread action in summer of 1979, just before it almost quintupled in the next 5 months. And in September of 2010, when it doubled in a half in the next 6 months, prices silver did. So the spread breakout wasn't just relative to gold, it also indicated a power infusion into the silver market itself. And we're seeing that now. Both of those moves lasted a couple quarters, in which once you broke out, you surged dynamically for a couple quarters. Okay, we've now blown out the old archival $44 to $50, $4 to $50 range that persisted for a half century. Well, most markets were well above that.
Now, a lot of people got scared because they was telling us when it was at $50, oh, it ain't gonna never go above that. It ain't gonna go above that. And today we at 90 something dollars. So no matter what, you gotta go off your gut instinct, off of how you feel.
That comparable range, by the way, copper, even lead. Gold never stopped at the 1980 high in 2011. It went way above it. Silver did, okay? And silver only just recently went through that box. Silver is stating to us in long-term momentum and its relative valuation levels that it's going to an entirely new reality. And I'm going to suggest the following. In the next handful of months, expect to see silver in the couple hundreds and quite possible 300 to 500. And also see those old spread relationships between silver and gold, 6.5% of the price of gold. 3.1% of the price of gold.
Well, check this, y'all. Check this.
Possibly even taken.
I'm about to stop it right there. I'm going to stop it right there because did y'all really understand what he said? I want y'all to really sit back and think about what he just said. He said that silver should hit to above a couple of hundred, possibly 5. So, with it being only at $96, don't you think that you should get in right now? That's just me. I'm just saying. When it came around and it was told to us, it was at under $20. We all start getting in then. We started telling other people. They was telling us, hey, it ain't gonna never amount to anything. And look what's being said right now, today, in this time. So I suggest y'all get in where y'all fit in. Start somewhere. Don't just sit back and watch everybody else win. And if y'all want to learn more and y'all like this content that I bring, go on and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like and drop a comment. Do you agree or disagree with silver and how everything is going? Let us know.